Coming to you live from my apartment, it's Rob Has a Podcast. And now here's another guy who's not Julie Chen Moonves. I am Rob's sister, Nino. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our Big Brother recap. Thursday eviction night, a historic night here. For the very first time, we had an eviction night without the longtime host of Big Brother. And it was Quinn who we saw walk out those doors and meet his namesake, or the man he was named after, Jerry O'Connell. What a wild night to talk about here with our panel. Here is a guy who's been watching it all. It's Taran Armstrong. Taran, how are you?
That's right. No need to adjust your television. I am not Julie Chen Moonves.
True facts.
No. Never.
I'm not Julie Chen Moonves.
Never got confused for her. Taran, how are you doing tonight?
Listen, I'm pumped. Quinn Mallory hosted Big Brother. I think we're living in a Sliders alternate universe right now.
Yeah, maybe. Lots of things could have slid differently for Quinn this season, and we will talk about them all here. Back with the voice of the people is back here with us. Melissa Deni, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to talk about an episode. This is like my first podcast with Rob in a million years. So I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah, I think maybe the last time that we podcast, did I have like all my people from the draft? Is that how long ago it was?
I think that was it, honestly.
Okay. All right. And what a treat for us to have back here with us the winner of Big Brother 15, of course, every survivor's most favorite Big Brother player. It's Andy Herren.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I am thrilled to be here.
Yeah, Andy, how are you doing?
I'm so good. I'm all caught up. I'm ready to talk. I'm good.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we got a lot to get to. Of course, we'll take your questions. No exit press tomorrow as the exit or the jury has started. So we will not get to talk to any of the Big Brother 26 players that are in the game until we get to the finale. So about a month until that. We will have, of course, Taran and Puya. Live feed update is going to be back at 11 tomorrow morning. And then Taran and I will have the BB Q&A for the patrons at 3 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Taran, I was hoping that Quinn was going to pull this out. Ultimately, comes up short.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping that we could send in a question that was like, all right, Quinn, over under 5 hours on the deep dive.
I kind of thought you were going to get a shout out tonight, Taran.
Oh, no.
I mean, if DJ Showtime got a shout out, I kind of thought that, especially when Jerry O'Connell asked him to rate his game.
Yeah, I thought so too.
7.2 out of 12.
I thought you mentioned
that would break the
website. That was higher than he got in the stock watch, I believe.
Wait, what is the DJ Showtime reference? I know.
Andy, sit down. Tell Andy Jr. to put the earmuffs on. The DJ Showtime. Actually, could we come back around to that?
Yeah.
Let's it's 9:24 right now. Let's wait for like Melissa's baby to go to bed.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Okay.
Yeah, I'm shocked he brought that up on live TV.
I don't know how that they didn't just like shoot him on sight, like a tranquilizer dart right to Quinn. But Taran, he did not get that high in the rankings, 7.2 out of 12.
No, I guess Icarus flew a little too high, but not Quinn in the stock watch. I think. Let me see. The highest Quinn got in the stock watch was week 1, where he got 7s and 1/8 from Maggie. So if he was talking about week 1, that's a 7.25 right there.
Mm-hmm. Right there.
It's out of 10 though, so it's.
Yeah, I was gonna say not out of 12 though. So.
Yeah. Wait. What's 7.2 out of 12 compared to a 10? I gotta do that math real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely lower.
Yeah. While you're trying to figure that out, Andy, tell us about Quinn, because I saw on the X.com today.
Sure.
People were saying,
Don't call it that.
Why have Andy on the podcast? He doesn't like Quinn.
Okay. So I have not liked Quinn from the beginning. I don't wish any ill will on him. I just do not enjoy watching him. I don't know what it is about him. Like I said, I don't want to be mean about it. I just don't really enjoy watching him. And I think that he like takes up a lot of screen time. And I think that he, for being such a super fan, is truly horrible at the game. And I just don't love that. And I would like to say in my defense, though, everyone is like, oh, Andy doesn't like him because apparently Quinn said I'm not a great winner. If I didn't like every player over the course of the years that has said I'm not a good winner, I would not like anybody.
Yeah, you don't care about that.
Yeah. It is not that. That is not the reason. I just don't really like watching him. And like I said, it's nothing personal except I just don't really like him.
Yeah. Look, I enjoyed Quinn. I was sad to see him go from tonight. He did take up a lot of screen time, and I do think that you probably could have spread that out a little bit more. But I think Quinn cared more about trying to entertain us than he cared about trying to win this game, Taran.
Can I spitball over that? I also don't love that. I feel like it comes off as try-hardy to me. And I get what he's going for, but like I said, I just don't love the execution, and I like appreciate it. But I'm allowed to not love it, and I just don't love it. I also think he's very annoying in the DR.
Well, Rob, I think that at the end of the day, what he cared most about was Leah. Yeah. And in this episode, Rob, Leah said she has a bit of a crush, she thinks. And I mean, listen, a lot of players come out of the house and they say, you know what? I'm the real winner. But I have a feeling that Quinn's going to watch this episode and think,
well, okay.
I was the real winner this season.
Can we go? I mean, we'll come back to Quinn's game, but I guess let's talk about that. You bring it up, Taran. We had the clip in the episode. Leah said,
I think I have a crush on him.
Melissa, is it possible she was talking about somebody else? Could have been an interview from earlier in the season?
I mean, I do think editing wise, like it could have been. She doesn't say Quinn.
Okay, I'm jumping in here. I do think that she meant it, and I do think that she said Quinn. As someone who has been in there, I just wanted to tell you that someone who would not initially be your type, like by day 60, I was like, do I want to make out with Judd? Like, it's just like, you never know what I'm telling you. Yeah. Like, you're starved for attention.
I believe it.
And so I absolutely believe her.
Now, Andy, is it possible that she followed it up with not?
I don't think so. I genuinely think that she might be kind of into it. I think that she's like starved for attention. I really do. I believe her. Yeah.
Well, I hope it happens outside the house. I do think that would be fun.
I don't think it's going to happen outside of the house. But
jury.
Does jury count as outside of the house?
I could see it happening in jury. I mean, I think she does like him because I think like part of it is maybe she actually does like him and she might like him outside of the house. I don't know. But like the fact that it's basically the two of them against everyone else in the house. That's obviously going to bring them close together. And the fact that he's like telling her that he'll do whatever it takes to help her in the game. Yeah. And the fact that everybody in the house is saying that they would either kiss or marry him or whatever, that's obviously going to make her be like, maybe this is a real feeling I'm feeling, you know?
So Andy, basically, a lot of this will be based on how things go for Leah in the rest of the game. But let's say she makes it another week or she gets evicted this week. When she comes out of the house, that all people are going to ask her about is Quinn. Do you think that helps the chances for at least a situationship?
I mean, I don't know. We've definitely seen in the past where I feel like house guests have absolutely used...
I mean, you were there with McCranda.
But McCranda's love was real. It was very weird. But like that happened early and it was really intense. I don't know if I see this like a lot, but also that lasted for like 2 months after the show. And so I don't know if I see a long future for Quinn.
No, I don't see a long future. No, Rob, certainly not.
You're also assuming that they're not going to be asking Leah about what she's going to do with her $750,000.
Yeah. That's true. Look, and if Leah goes on and has like a successful run here, I don't think that there's any chance for Quinn moving forward. Okay. Melissa, I get the suspicion, having podcast with you for many years, I feel like that Quinn is somebody that your parents enjoyed seeing Quinn on the show.
So my dad really liked Quinn. My mom really liked Tucker. So they were kind of at odds with each other because, they had the rivalry, Quinn and Tucker. So
tearing families apart. We have to stop this madness. Stop the divide, everyone.
Can we all come together? Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think like, I'm sure my mom enjoyed Quinn by the end just because Tucker's gone and like who else is bringing that sort of vibe, that sort of like, I'm just going to do whatever it takes sort of entertainment. But I do think that it's possible that she was annoyed by him in the DR. So I'm going to quickly text them and see what they
I would love to know if she came around in this episode, because this to me felt like such a Quinn heavy episode in such a positive way. Like Quinn was the hero of this episode, like from start to finish. And I'm very curious to know what the casual audience's response to Quinn is. They put him on the block just a month or so ago.
Yeah.
Do they now feel like, oh no, they shouldn't have voted out Quinn? Damn it.
Well, Taran, I feel like there was a question earlier in the season of, does production like Quinn or not? And I do think that by the end, maybe they did not love him the whole way through. I do feel like that they ended up giving him a warm exit.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I like Quinn a lot. And I feel like I was hoping that he would stay because I do feel like that makes for a more interesting, run down the end. Because I don't know, the idea of having a trio like, and then we just next get out Leah and next get out Angela, like it's pretty boring to me. Possibly there's some interesting things with T-Core and Chelsea in there. Yes, of course. But I do feel like I am disappointed that Quinn is leaving. I mean, it could lead to a good storyline for Leah, but I was sad to see Quinn go. I think the one thing I'm not sad about is the DR stuff, which he's a fan of the show. I'm surprised that he does the yelling in the DR, but I feel like they need one every season. So it's him this year. But yeah, I was sad to see him go. I was really hoping that he could pull something out.
How could you hate his DRs? I mean, they're not that annoying. What do you mean?
It's just yelling at the beginning of every single one. Like, I can't believe blah, blah, blah. It's like every single DR is the same.
Okay. All right. We'll talk more about Quinn's game for sure. But this was a historic night where Julie Chen Moonves came down with the Rona and had to sit this one out. And so we first got the answer to the question of what would happen in this scenario where Jerry O'Connell stepped in. I don't know if this is a hot take or not. I thought Jerry O'Connell did a great job tonight. Taran, the ultimate Big Brother historian, what did you make of Jerry O'Connell having to step in tonight?
I mean, listen, I'm biased. I'm a Jerry O'Connell guy. I grew up watching Sliders. Like I was tickled, and it was weird. It was weird to have somebody else there. Like, obviously, we've watched and maybe not obviously, not everyone, but like we've watched other international versions of the show, and the US wasn't even the first. But like for Big Brother US, it has just always been Julie, always. And to see somebody else there doing Julie's thing, reading Julie's lines, it felt so weird, but like in a fun way.
Reading her lines, like I could hear the way that Julie would have said them, but then Jerry's like saying them in some other way. Like I thought he did great, but it was super weird to be like, I know exactly how Julie would have said this line, and we're not hearing it that way. Very bizarre.
I have a direct comparison because we've got Jerry responded to the Quinn Leah segment with this.
It's getting hot in here.
Oh no.
Compared to Julie's.
Ooh, I love it.
I don't think that Julie typically would even react to that. So
I was wondering if that was an ad lib or
I think so.
That was like
that was the prompter. Yeah. All right, Andy, what did you think of this?
I thought Jerry was great. I'm also a Jerry O'Connell stan. He is the star of my second favorite movie of all time, Scream 2, the best Scream movie. Mm-hmm. And I thought he was great. I think he's very charming. I thought he was like quite present. I thought he was very good. No notes on my end.
I'm very partial to Jerry O'Connell. He had a great interview with Jenny Autumn and I believe it must have been what the was it the fall of I don't think it was last year. I think it was 2 years ago when the Real Love Boat
Real Love
was on
Boat,
CBS and he hosted it with his wife Rebecca Romaine, and they were the hosts of the Real Love Boat, and Jerry O'Connell came on to talk with Jenny Autumn and I, and he said he's a huge reality fan. He loves Big Brother. That Taran, he popped on during Celebrity Big Brother 3 famously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's he's been in the mix. He's in the CBS world. He's a fan of the show. It made a lot of sense. I think if you know the history, that he would have been here. Probably really random if you didn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But do we know if he's been watching this season though? I feel like it didn't feel like has any connection to this season or the
he thanked the cast for this season, so I think he has been watching.
I hope so. I just feel like and maybe it's because he felt like he didn't have the ability to like ask any follow-up questions or say anything. Like when he was interviewing Quinn, it felt like it was like, okay, I'm just going to read the question off the cue card. And there was no like conversational aspect of it, which was kind of unfortunate because not that Julie is like super conversational in her interviews, but I do feel like sometimes she follows up or like, or will ad lib like, what were you thinking or whatever. But I do feel like, it's jury, so she can't really say much anyway.
This wasn't enough of an ad lib for you?
What happened, dude?
I think, to be fair to him, like as somebody that has done jury interviews before, you have to be especially careful with jury interviews, and I'm sure they told him, please just stick to the script because he doesn't know what not to say to the jurors. So any kind of back and forth,
he is coming in. This is not his show. He's like the substitute teacher. Like, I think his job is like to not break anything. Like, he's not just like, okay, read off the prompter. Like, that's his professional job. Like, it's not his show where he can like really go off script if he like sees the moment.
I do feel like it made me realize like just how easy that job seems. Like it just feels like literally anyone could just like, I could go and step in and just read from the prompter and just be like, next time Ainsley has a thing.
As he was like saying lines, I was saying them like a second later, just seeing how I would sound. Like I was truly doing that when I was watching him, and I was like, oh, I really think this would be easy.
Yeah, like it's always like, oh, it's Julie's like thing, and she has her own, spin on it or whatever. But I do feel like it's just like, I don't know. It's not that, it doesn't seem that hard. Yeah. Maybe I'm just like totally out here, but.
Andy, from the perspective of the house guests, what a weird thing for them to have found out. Do you think if you were one of the people in the house that you would have thought that it was like a bit or part of like a competition that a new celebrity was hosting the show and not Julie?
I mean, I would have probably for like a second or two thought it was a bit, but then I feel like he told them right away, didn't he? I mean, I think I would have believed him. The interesting thing is now I feel like there's nothing to ever talk about in there, and now just I'm telling you, we're gonna get a week of them talking about Jerry O'Connell now.
I mean, when Jerry comes in and MJ is wearing the tinfoil hat, and just quietly takes it off and sets it down.
I didn't even see that. That's
so good. She was so embarrassed, as though it would have made a difference, like who is on the screen when there's like millions of viewers. But it was so funny to me.
That's so funny. No, and I was surprised that he didn't mention that Julie had COVID, like to the house guests. Like he said it to us, but he didn't mention it to the house guests. So they were probably like, oh, this is random. And then at the end, they were like, when it's just like, let's eavesdrop on the house guests or whatever, they were talking about how like, oh, Julie took a day off or whatever. And then they like muted the like sound right after that. I don't know if it was like intentional, but I think it was like Chelsea or something said like, oh, Julie decided to take a day off. And didn't mention the COVID because I guess they don't need to know. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got another announcement tonight that, it was teased throughout the whole show. Ainsley is going to have a big announcement that's going to shake up the game. And then seemed like kind of a nothing burger that we ended up getting.
It's going to be Zingbot.
You think so? You think that
for sure. It's Zingbot this week. It's like,
well, then why not have the Zingbot pop up? Like, don't you want to if the Zingbot brings in the eyeballs and the viewers,
You're
then
gonna
why
pay
not?
Zingbot for Thursday night just for a pop-up?
Yeah, they've done that before. That they say and tune in Saturday and tune in Sunday for the return of, or tune in Wednesday when the Zingbot happens.
I mean, I guess I don't think Zingbot's getting them any new viewers or anything. Like, let's be real.
Well, Andy,
it's
what
going
is
to be
this
like
thing?
an AI version of Zingbot.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
You think it's gonna be AI
Like the-
Zingbot?
A junior training thing.
I was wondering, do you think it's some sort of like a deepfake Tucker?
I feel like they would have teased that though.
I guess that's what I thought too. But deepfake Tucker was, Taran, remember, evicted as Ainsley's assistant.
I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they would have teased that though, because I feel like there are so many viewers,
Yeah,
casual viewers who like would tune in to see Tucker again. But yeah, it's got to be Zingbot. I feel like it's just, every year they do some sort of twist on Zingbot. And so I do feel like this year's twist is that he's her like junior assistant and he's like not doing a good job and they've got to like help him with his stuff or whatever.
And I think Zingbot, like this is prime Zingbot time.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
for sure.
Andy. All week that it was debated about the strategic merits of this move Chelsea was making, whether MJ and Cam were making the right decision. How did you see the vote this week from your perspective?
I mean, I think it's probably good, better for Chelsea than it is for MJ and Cam. Am I wrong? I just kind of feel like she's going to be the person that's not in the crosshairs when the sides of the house start going after each other. But I don't know. I do kind of think that for MJ and Cam, they should have probably gotten rid of one of the members of the trio. So I have a question. Do we think, I'm not as well versed on the feeds. Is there any chance that Chemo and Rabina, have they shown any inkling that they would turn on T-Core?
Oh,
Is that something that's even possible down the line?
So we might see some of this in future episodes. Rabina has told T-Core straight up, I know we're shields for you, T-Core. And it's gotten more and more sort of bold and just kind of out there that because we understand that T-Core is beating us right now.
Right.
But the message was, and I'm fine with it. I don't care. But there's definitely a little bit of underlying
I think that would be fun.
something there.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, it's. I think that I guess for viewers' sake, and also I think for strategy wise, I definitely think that MJ, at least, I think she should have joined with Leah and with Angela, and I think if they could have convinced, Chelsea, but I feel like they're not going to convince Chelsea if Chelsea and T-Core have this understanding that they're not going to go after each other. So I don't know how it's going to come down at the end with the two trios.
yeah.
We heard Quinn say in the exit interview that he felt like this was a suboptimal move for MJ and Cam, which is what I have been saying all week long.
Yeah, but Taran, did it give you any pause in terms of that you've been saying that all week long, and now you find out that Quinn agrees with you, that you can't possibly be right if Quinn has reached the same conclusion?
I mean, maybe Quinn out of the game. He knows better.
Broken clock?
Because this is the thing. And this is part of why I was saying it, that Quinn is going to leave this game knowing that he genuinely wanted to work with MJ and Cam to take out the bigger threats, jury-wise, strategically positioning-wise, Chelsea and T-Core. That those are the two that are running this game, and that he was an enemy to them to some degree. And that MJ and Cam, if they want to win this game, will need to take those two out. And right now they don't really plan to. Which is why they felt comfortable taking Quinn out, because they don't need Quinn to take on the trio or Chelsea. And so he recognizes that there is enough connective tissue between Chelsea and T-Core that the two of them are in a fine position, and that it's Cam and MJ, Chemo and Rubina that will end up suffering. But you can't blame Rubina for voting to keep Chemo over you, although he doesn't seem to want her bracelet.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Is like she was like offering something. It was her bracelet or something, and he was like, "No." She's like, "No, I don't want that."
Yeah, so I clipped that moment. The audio is him saying no and then immediately being like, "Oh no, I'll take it. I'm sorry." Like I want to watch it back because I didn't catch that the first time. I'm only hearing it in the audio. But I think he was just like very annoyed in the moment.
Yeah, I just heard I didn't hear the recant of it. I just heard the no.
Yeah, I heard him say. I thought he said no. I don't need that.
I don't want it. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what I thought he said.
I can try pulling it back up again. I didn't.
All right, let's Zapruder this.
But yeah, I mean, so the reason he was annoyed, by the way, as you can probably see, they blindsided him. He did not know this was coming, nor did Leah, nor did Angela. And while I do think that like this is Quinn, it's not a huge deal if you blindside him. It is kind of strange that they didn't give Leah and Angela a heads up, considering that like they had a conversation the night before that Quinn and Leah came away from thinking like, oh, I think we might be good. And that's why Angela voted that way, because her and Leah thought they had the votes.
Taran, how come last week Angela cried when she had to vote out Chemo? This week it was like, ain't no thing.
Well, it's a week later.
Rob,
who cares?
She's a cockroach.
I'm like a cockroach. You can't kill me.
You can't kill me. Yeah.
She does what she has to do.
She does what she has to do.
Honestly, it's impressive.
Yeah. Andy, what's been your take on watching Angela play this season?
I mean, I think that the two people that I am the most thankful for over the course of the season are Angela and Tucker. I feel like without them, we would not have gotten nearly as much entertainment. It's interesting. It's like on paper, Angela seemingly has a truly impressive resume. Like maybe even the most impressive resume. Like if you didn't actually see anything, if you're just reading it, it's like 2 HOHs. The veto used on her 3 different times when it looked like she was like in trouble at first. But still, nobody takes her seriously. And so, I mean, I like a player like that in there that's an agent of chaos that you never know what they're going to do, or they throw the game into like a state that you can't really predict. I mean, that makes it really fun. And so in that regard, I'm very thankful that we have Angela in there and that we have continued to have her in there week after week, because all of the things that have been happening to her have been fun.
Happening to her.
I got the,
Yes.
It is kind of hard to hear, but
I don't want to thank you, though. I'll take it. It's fine, but I mean, that's not what I'm going to do.
So it sounded to me like he was saying, I don't want it. No, thank you. Okay, I'll take it. It's fine. That's not what I want to do. So I'd have to watch the video back also to see if what happened. But
I saw in the chat people were saying potentially was this jury management on the part of Rubina?
No, Rubina's been trying to tell him for so long that she's actually so chill with him and likes him a lot, and he just hasn't believed it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I am surprised. I mean, I guess it's good that he eventually was like, okay, no, I'll take it, whatever. But I do feel like it's not shocking that she voted to keep Chemo. Like, they're super close and they're working together. So, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume this was, despite the little bit of tension between the two of them particularly, I would assume this was not specifically directed at her, that anybody coming up to him trying to do anything would have been rejected.
He told Jerry O'Connell he just wanted to get out of there.
Yeah, because he was blindsided, and I think he was just like looking to get out. And so,
like, why blindside someone? I mean, look, I guess like good TV maybe, but like, why blindside someone who's going to be in the jury and deciding? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's bad. Like, at least you should be the person to at the very end be like, look, like, I'm so sorry, like, but I feel like I have to tell you this. Like, I know that's like horrible for like viewers, but because like then you never get the blind side. But I do feel like in order to win, you want to be that person who's like, if you have to vote someone out, you want them to be like, well, at least Melissa told me. Like, at least she was honest with me.
We had been theorizing that this could be the double eviction coming up next week. Taran, it didn't get mentioned in the episode. Do we think that the double eviction is not happening 1 week from tonight?
they would usually announce it a week ahead of time. So The fact that they did not announce it tells me we are not super likely to get a double eviction next week, so we'll probably have it 7 down to 5 and not 8 down to 6. That would be my assumption.
I think we did 11 to 9 and then 7 to 5.
Yeah. So that would put the double eviction potentially, if assuming we have one, maybe the week after.
I hope
so. That would be September 26th. 2 weeks from tonight.
Something like that.
I'd be surprised if we don't have one.
I think we'll get one. I do.
So now we're down to 8. And then we'll have next week we'll get down to 7, and then in one night we'll go from 7 to 5 potentially.
I bet.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be an
also.
exciting
I've been
night.
doing some forensic analysis, Rob.
Yes. What do you got?
Quinn did in fact accept the bracelet.
Yes,
he does have it. Very shortly after, immediately he rejected it, and then immediately said, "Oh no, I'll take it." And then he
yes. Well,
and it's not that immunity idol.
It is on his hand.
Yeah, that was another. I mean, Quinn gave us a bunch of unscripted moments in this episode, although very scripted to him. That he told Jerry O'Connell.
I am disappointed because I did go home with a hidden immunity idol in my pocket. I'm so pissed, dude. I should have used it. Oh my gosh.
That was a good bit.
That was good.
That was a good bit.
Yeah. How do you not like that, Andy?
Andy's just like, no.
Come on.
It's cute.
He's got props. Like Carrot Top.
It's an inside joke for people who like Survivor.
Yeah. Julie, I think, would not have liked that. I think that he was lucky that Jerry was there tonight. Julie wouldn't. I don't think would have even like cracked a smile at that.
No,
she'd be like, "This isn't Survivor."
Yeah, she would have been like, "Excuse me, this is harder than Survivor. It's a reset."
Wouldn't you say it was harder than Survivor, Quinn? Yeah. Okay. Let's look ahead to this week that's coming up. And this is going to be a very interesting HOH battle that's going to unfold later on tonight. Taran, I've heard you say that the house guests are feeling like it's going to be a physical comp.
Yeah, that is the speculation. Quinn was thinking the spin on a rope, hang on the rope kind of deal, spinning around in circles. But you know, you never know. Could be slip and slide.
Ooh.
You know. But you know, I don't know. It could not be one of those things. But they are suspecting physical because last week was a quiz, and so you tend to suspect that the next one's going to be physical.
Yeah,
because that is the normal pattern.
Andy, could you hazard a guess at what they might be doing next?
Yet again, I hate doing this because, like, whatever. I think it will be something physical. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like around this point in my season, but I don't really remember. But I also feel like if we just had a quiz, I think I can pretty confidently say that I don't think it will be a quiz. So maybe a crapshoot. That would be fun. I love a crapshoot.
Yeah. Somebody that we did not see much of tonight, and really like did not get a ton of screen time during this whole week, is T-Core, who is somebody who has a very high likelihood of winning the whole game. Andy, does it surprise you how little we see of T-Core sometimes?
I mean, yes and no. I feel like yes, I wish we got a little bit more of an insight into what's going on inside her head. But also when there's like so much chaos going on, although this week there wasn't that much chaos going on. So I feel like it's not like we got a bunch of like, yet again, like this is why it annoys me. It's like Quinn having a crush segments when we could have gotten more T-Core. And so I'm glad that Quinn is gone because that will maybe leave room for more T-Core time. But I do think that she is playing very well and I would like to see more of her for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Taran, if the bird didn't poop on her this week, we almost would have like never even seen her on the show.
I mean, to be fair, like she hasn't been doing a lot this
Sure.
week. You know,
but the whole trio is barely on the show.
To be fair,
They don't do much. Yeah.
I mean, like if you ask like a casual like person who watches the show, like I think that they might be hard pressed to even come up with all three.
I was home. I was home last 2 weekends ago, and I asked my dad, who watches, if he could just name any of them, and the only two that he could name were Angela and Tucker.
Fair.
Yeah. Well, I think that with some of these bigger personalities now out of the house, that I do think that there could be a little bit of a reset. Angela is still there, but I think that they're going to have to start devoting more of the screen time to these other players. Melissa, who do you think is going to pick up the most screen time now that Quinn is gone?
I think Leah. I mean, I think like her story is the most interesting. First of all, she has to have the segment about Quinn's gone and I'm all alone. So we're going to have that. And then we're also going to get, I need to seek my revenge, or I need to like find my place in this house or whatever, depending on whether she wins HOH or doesn't. So I think like we're going to get a lot of screen time from Leah. I think it's possible that she then just gets out this next week. So I am hoping for a Leah HOH because I feel like that would be the most interesting. Yeah.
I want a Leah HOH.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the world where, we have a live HOH tonight and, like it's a quiz maybe and Leah wins and throws the board. Like that's a good world. That's why we love live HOHs.
Let's slide to that world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, okay, can we talk about Leah's move now, how bad it was to use that veto?
Okay. All right. Taran, you ready for this?
It was really bad.
It did not work out well, but I think the worst move was Quinn putting Joseph up.
Yeah,
and if he doesn't put Joseph
she
up,
did
the veto
she
move
did
is
know
fine.
that he could be going up.
I'm gonna defend Quinn. You cannot put all of that on Quinn. You have to put some of that on Leah too. She should have fought more for Joseph to not go up.
Yeah, isn't
And
Leah
Joseph
a little
should have fought
complicit?
Yes,
in,
absolutely.
Like that, we know how much pull Leah has over Quinn. If she says to Quinn, like, "Hey, listen, buddy, I'm using the veto," and you know who you're putting up on the block, give him the name.
Right.
Tell
I
him
don't
who to put up on the block.
In fact, if you told me Leah really screwed up by not getting Quinn to nominate anybody other than Joseph, I would fully agree. I think that was a terrible mistake.
Yes.
But I think using the veto itself was not that bad. I think there's a world where that is fine.
Okay.
There is a world.
Yeah.
You have to slide to it, but it's
we settled that rather quickly then.
Someone who I really do think Leah has played pretty well at times too. So that's why it really shocked me that she didn't take more initiative with that and make sure that she got what she wanted. Like, what did she think? You know what I'm saying? Did she just think there was no realm of Joseph going up? I was very confused by it all.
Yeah.
I think she was just too torn about using the veto in the first place. She had kind of been talked out of it that night. So the problem was, I think she would have talked Quinn out of putting Joseph up. But she didn't even think she was going to use it until literally the moment she used it. And that, I think, was the error. Like, if you're going to make that move, you have to commit to it and you have to make sure that something awful like Joseph going up is not going to happen.
Right.
And that's where she should not have used it at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
So just really quick, I did get feedback from my mom
Yes.
about what they are thinking. I asked what are their thoughts on Quinn. My mom said, flip-flopper, but smart player, able to pivot. He's interesting, but hit or miss for me. And then my mom said, Dad likes Quinn. Dad, and I said, who are your favorites? And she said, Dad doesn't like anyone but Quinn. So apparently he only likes Quinn. And then she said that her favorites now, TBD, honestly, I like the Hawaiian guy, but he's a bit weak. And then she said, T-Core next and Rubina. I like the three of them. And
your mom likes the trio.
She likes the trio. She said, I like the trio. Because I asked who's the best or whatever. She said, I like the trio. I'm ready to root for them, but I seem to always want to root for the underdogs. And then I asked who's the best player. She said, Chelsea's smart, but I don't like it when she is arrogant. And they said that sometimes they like Angela because she's such an actress. So that's what I got from them. So, my dad only likes Quinn, so he's going to be very disappointed when he watches this episode. Yeah. But yeah, apparently they like the trio. So I didn't even know.
But they haven't even watched this episode yet.
No, they have not watched this episode. So they have no idea that he's going.
Right.
So They
Oh,
like the
no.
trio. And my mom likes the trio. My dad likes Quinn. So
All right, Melissa, we have to get an update from your mom after she watches this episode.
yeah, see what they think.
Okay. Now, we've been talking about the Jerry O'Connell like sliding universes. I feel like that we are in a universe where MJ should have been gone. That I feel like that we are in a timeline that, Taran, doesn't it feel like that this is somebody who should have been evicted a long time ago, and it's weird that she's even still here?
I mean, tell me about it. She's on my draft team, and I thought I was losing her like 4 separate times.
Like what? The night that Cedric went home, right? That like Rubina should have won the AI arena.
She won 2 AI arenas where she was going home. And she also her having the upgrade power saved her on Chelsea's week as well. So like, and then the following week when she used the power to save herself. So like, you know, yeah, about 4 times at least that it was looking pretty.
And nothing against her,
bad.
Andy. Like I don't dislike her. I
It was
just feel like
harsh.
she's not supposed to be here.
I love that she's still there. Like, I think she's a really fun example of someone who was cast to be one thing and turned out to be another. Like, I think that she was cast to be like kind of a love interest for the hot guys, and they just got rid of all the hot guys right away, especially her top contender. And now she's just this like weird floater, and I feel like that's a kind of a fun storyline. I like when someone who so clearly appears like they're going to be one thing turns into another, and I think it's been really fun to watch her.
Yeah.
I do think this might have been this was I think her opportunity to really take a firm grasp of the game and make a move for herself and really like put herself into winning contention. I do think that making this move to take Quinn out was not the right play for her and really just makes her look like a Chelsea follower, as we just saw in Quinn's eyes, and certainly I think many of the other people in the house's eyes. And even if she does now like get on a good run, it's I think going to be a little harder for her. I don't think it's like a game losing mistake quite yet, but like I do think this was a hugely missed opportunity.
Andy, who's going to win? Who's going to join you on the winner group chat?
That's why I love this season, because I truly have no idea. I mean, as of right now, I think I'm going to go with a T-Core or a Chelsea. I like T-Core more than I like Chelsea, so I'm just going to say T-Core.
Okay.
But I think it would be really yeah, sorry.
I love how he waits long enough that you're like, okay, wait.
I think it would be really thrilling if like a T-Core or sorry, if a Chemo or a Rubina like made a plan to like overthrow T-Core. I would love to see that.
You're dreaming, Andy.
I always want to give people credit for that, because I feel like on my season I got accused of playing for Amanda until I finally got Amanda out, and it's like, no, I was planning on this. And so we've still got some time.
Okay, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Or maybe I'm just totally wrong and stupid.
Yeah. Okay. I got so excited, Melissa, when Cam voted tonight, and
Shout out my dogs to the crib.
I love it so much. I look forward to it now every week. Even though I hate shout outs, like, you know what? Like, that's a good shout out. If we're going to have shout outs, like, at least, like, he's consistent. He's not like, shout out, blah, blah, blah. Okay, love you. Happy birthday, whatever. Like, yes. He's very consistent. He just shouts out his dogs to the crib, which also apparently, like, Taran, we got in trouble because it's not, we kept saying apparently on the roundtable, dogs in the crib. No, you said it too.
I didn't say it at all.
Don't sit there and say it was just me. We said, Puya, you and me, we said dogs in the crib, and apparently it's dogs at the crib. So we're
Shout out my dogs to the crib.
You find a clip of me saying that, I'll admit I'm wrong.
Taran, listen, Melissa knows, as the only person here with both dogs and a crib.
Yeah. I was like, literally, like, I've got to take a picture of my dogs at the crib and just tweet that out. Like, I was like, this is my perfect opportunity.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Likes, a million retweets. Come on.
Yeah. Andy, do you see the vision of Cam suddenly turning it on?
Yeah, I mean, I will be the first person to admit when I'm wrong. And I was like, Cam is so boring. Cam is furniture. And I have been loving Cam more and more every week. I think Cam is really showing us like some fun sides to him. And I think that Cam, it's interesting. It's like Quinn can study the game his whole life and he's just never going to be very good at it. Whereas Cam, I feel like, doesn't know much about the actual game, but just inherently possesses these social skills to be good at it. And so that's fun for me to watch someone like that like evolve over the course of the season. And I like what I've been seeing from Cam.
Okay.
I'm so glad Cam is still there because his personality is like finally showing through, not on the episodes at all whatsoever, but on the feeds. He's just so good. He does all these commercials and the singing, and he's just like, I mean, he's not afraid to look goofy. And it's just like, it's refreshing because I'm sure they cast him because he's like eye candy or whatever. And he's like a beefcake or whatever. And he actually is like this goofy, fun guy who like improvs with chemo that they're like at a bar with children. I don't know. It's so funny. I love it. It's fantastic.
Okay. All right. Andy, you asked earlier in the show, could we explain the Crockpot thing? I saw in the chat, like, hey, can you circle back to the Crockpot thing? You really want to know about DJ Showtime?
Oh, no.
Apparently, I read a little bit. Apparently, it's Terrence from Chicago.
Yes. Is that somebody that's one of your dogs?
No.
Okay.
No.
Right. Yeah. So this was what something that Quinn brought up, that he was showing his superfan cards.
From Brittany losing her dignity on a hot dog to DJ Showtime talking about a crock pot on Instagram.
Okay, so two very disparate, but somewhat related
sort of
references
yeah.
of 26 seasons of Big Brother. Brittany lost her dignity on a slippery wiener, and DJ Showtime mentioned a crock pot on Instagram. Those are my two touch points of my Big Brother fandom. And so this came up back in Big Brother 24, Andy, and DJ Showtime, they found a video that he posted on. He gives advice for men on his YouTube channel.
Great. Okay.
and I will say this, the family friendly podcast. Okay. But what his advice was, okay, everybody, get a pencil out, was that, guys, when you go to work in the morning, Taran, you okay? This is going to be fine. This is going to be
Taran
fine.
doesn't want to get clipped in this. Like, they're going to post this the next day. I didn't exist.
Yeah.
I wasn't here.
Taran wants his face blurred. If you click this, that's fine. Andy.
It's just for
DJ
Andy.
Showtime said that when you go to work in the morning, that I believe he said you kiss your wife on the cheek or kiss your girl on the cheek. And then all day, you're starting a process. Have you ever slow cooked anything, Andy?
No.
I mean,
Have you ever left for work and you have like a pot roast and you start it in the morning and then you come home and then it's ready? Yeah, kiss on the forehead, the chat is telling me. And that he made the noise that with the not sure if it was the crock pot or for what he was making an analog to, that he said it went like wah, wah, wah.
Oh my God.
And I don't think either of those things makes that noise. But
no.
But that's what he talked about.
Okay.
I have a job. I need to stay away from this podcast.
That was fine.
Yeah.
That could have been in a PG movie what I just said.
Nothing but respect. Love
just
him.
I could have
cooking.
told that story on CBS. That would have been fine.
Cooking. That's all. Just cooking.
I'm not going to say bad words.
Of course not.
Yeah. And that's what Quinn referenced.
Okay, I do
to
like
Jerry
that.
O'Connell.
Yeah, Jerry O'Connell's probably like,
what?
No clue what he's talking about there.
He doesn't even know who DJ Showtime is.
I mean, I'm like chronically online in the Big Brother community, and I didn't know what that was.
I tried to avoid it. Like, I actually have not watched the video.
Maybe
Yeah.
I actually saw it and went into like a state of catatonic shock.
Yeah, I've seen people reference it. I knew what it was, but I have chosen not to watch the video.
Yeah. What a random thing to reference, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
he
yeah,
did it for the fans.
But I guess
He did
on
it
a
for the
season where we
online
had the
community.
literal Joey Rodriguez, so I guess there were more random things you could have referenced.
Did he ever mention that?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't
did
think he ever came up, right,
Yeah.
Taran?
Can't recall that it came up.
Yes. Oh, yeah. This was an important detail. Sarah Cupcakes reminds me. Oh, yeah. And he filmed the video at Burger King.
Oh my God.
He was at a Burger King making this video.
No better place.
Oh God.
That makes it so much better. I can't believe he didn't.
He like had like a soda. He's
Rob,
like, guys,
Rob.
I gotta tell you.
Ooh, it's getting hot in here.
Oh no. Oh no.
DJ Showtime. Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right. Got some questions from the chat. Probably from a lot of people. Okay. Dolores, was it in the script to touch Quinn's hair?
I doubt it because I cannot imagine Julie doing that.
Yeah. This was a weird moment, right?
Thank you so much. Can I touch your hair?
Yeah, go for it.
Whoa, incredible.
Whoa, incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a bit of a weird moment. That was probably his one fault or his one misstep as host, but Quinn played it off fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Has anybody talked about that when MJ doesn't straighten her hair, her and Quinn have the same hair?
Not
Has
quite.
anybody talked about that?
Not quite the
As
same.
soon as I walk past the computer, I see the live feeds on. I'm like, oh, what's Quinn doing? I'm like, oh, that's MJ.
MJ looks like 7 different people. I swear.
He does.
Like,
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
more often I will look at the feeds and think, Big Brother 20?
Mhm.
Tyler's back?
Yeah.
No.
It is
No.
shorter. Yeah. No, she looks like different people, like the way she does her makeup certain days and the way she doesn't do her makeup certain days and the way she does her hair and the way she doesn't do her hair. It's like she looks totally different every single time. It's very interesting.
And she nails it every single time. I mean,
True. She always looks
crushes.
good. She always looks good.
Okay. Trevian, do you think it's significant they didn't show goodbye messages? Now they do. Of course they show goodbye messages in the jury. Why not? Why didn't Quinn get any goodbye messages?
Maybe they were just short on time. I feel like they'll probably show them to him in the extended interview.
Probably.
Maybe they wanted to wait for Julie.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that
This
is
a
odd though.
A good question from Michael, who says, why didn't they use the hollow thing to deep fake Julie?
Would have been funny.
It would have been funny, and they do not need her to do that. I mean, I did a podcast with my friend David Nussbaum, who runs the company that does the proto hologram, and they don't need the person to do it. Do you think that they thought about that? Like, could they have just loaded the Julie Chen Moonves hologram into the prompter?
I feel like they could have done most of it, but I feel like the interview is where it kind of falls off. Like, I think
Well, they
that
also
would
don't
been
have
difficult.
it outside of the
Yeah, they would have
Yeah.
to like figure out a way to get it out there or something. I mean,
This is
maybe
a house
it's just
guest.
on a
I'm not
screen.
feeling well today. Jerry O'Connell's taking over for me.
Yeah, they should have done just like a little intro of her being like, I wish I could be there, but I've invited my friend Jerry to take over or whatever.
Mhm.
Why not?
Yeah. Okay. Benjamin says, "Why? But why aren't they wearing athletic gear?" Andy, could you speak to that a little bit in terms of like, okay, live show? How do the people know what to wear? Like, is it just like a gut check, or do they give you some info?
They tell you. They'll tell you like wear athletic gear, like wear athletic shoes. And so, I mean, I know this has been said before. It's like if you have 2 people on the block and one is in like a ball gown and the other one is in a tank top and shorts, you know who's going to stay and who's going to go. But yeah, they warn you beforehand if it's going to be athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they?
So
Go
this
ahead.
season, there's been a gap between the
Yes.
eviction and when they actually compete. So they haven't had to wear athletic gear at evictions this season because they can change in between.
Mhm.
They're not live. And not only are they not live, but there's usually even time in between.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay. We didn't talk about everybody's voting with Jerry O'Connell. He did get some nice compliments from everybody. Schmeebies says, if Chelsea was voting, would she have called him Uncle Jerry? Unk.
I think it would have been Unk, yeah. But I will say my favorite vote was from Angela. That Angela was very smitten. She immediately said sliders when she saw Jerry O'Connell, and she said this.
Hi, handsome Jerry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like his response.
Yeah. Yeah. Boy. Taran, is there some momentum building for Sliders Rewatch podcast?
Ooh.
Is that
Only
out
if
there?
you introduce me to every podcast saying, "Hi, handsome Taran."
Okay.
So I can
And
say,
then only if you let me
"Thank
touch your
you."
hair. That's it.
You.
Okay. All right. I'm seeing what questions do we have. Katie says, is Andy ripped? He looks very
Oh.
muscular.
Wow. Oh my God, Katie, thanks. I lift weights every once in a while. I don't know. You tell me.
Okay.
How
That's a
sweet.
very important question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the best question of the night.
Okay. Stacked says, do you think that Leah will buy Quinn a BMX bike from her $750K?
Dirt bike.
You're technically not allowed to do that. Like, you have to like say that you won't.
Yeah,
do
but
it.
who's checking, Andy?
Oh, I
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah, I think Morgan gave Alex Willett some moolah.
I would just.
Not a
Oh.
ton, apparently.
Amanda kept telling me that for all the work she did for me in the game, I should get her a gift, and I got her a signed photo of the cast that I signed my signature on.
Oh my God. That's a great gift.
It was.
Okay. Melissa, what else from tonight?
I'm trying to think. Honestly, I feel like this episode was kind of dull. Like, I feel like
It was the worst Thursday episode of the season.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, where's the? Yeah, we need that AI arena.
Yeah.
I
telling
think if
you.
we had the HOH comp live, I think it's fine. I think
Yeah.
we really need that live element somewhere.
Okay, will someone fact check me? When was the last time we got an actual live one on the broadcast show? Has it been a few years, or did we get?
No, I think we got them last season a couple. Because there were a couple like in the we had I remember was it when they had like I think Bowie Jane won HOH on like doing
Okay,
a
you're
math in the backyard. So they did a couple at least last season.
I want to say it was like Bowie Jane versus Felicia, and both of them had truly psychotic answers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like I did miss the AI arena aspect of it. I mean, also because it's like I guess we didn't know that Quinn was going home for sure, but I feel like we all like kind of knew. And then you don't even have that element of like, but maybe he could save himself, but maybe there's going to be, you know, some scrambling and they're going to have to figure someone else to go home. Like there wasn't any of that.
If we don't get a double eviction, I mean, I'll be mad, but I won't be that mad because the AI arena truly was like a little kind of double eviction.
Yeah.
Week.
Totally.
Yeah. You were a fan, Andy?
I loved the AI arena. I feel like Big Brother does not have a great track record with thinking out their twists.
Yes.
And they thought this one out quite well. This one was great.
It was better than the MVP twist.
You know, the MVP twist greatly benefited me.
Mhm.
So I love the MVP twist. But yes, the MVP twist was not the brightest one, honey.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I feel
right.
like if they're not going to give us the AI arena, they should have at least given us an HOH because then at least there's some sort of excitement, some sort of like, okay, let's like look forward to next week. Instead, it's like, oh, we got this weird Ainsley thing where she kind of says that there's going to be someone there, but doesn't give us any details to make it exciting. And then just has the house guests sitting there like speculating on nothing, like to move into the next week. It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the final shot of this episode? Because I feel like they've been nailing the final shots, and it's just the slow push in of Angela at the end of this episode. Like,
Star.
just like slowly zooming in. It was just so good.
Mhm.
It was just such a good shot. And obviously, like, they can't plan for it, but man, these house guests give some good final shots of episodes.
Yeah. I want to share a tweet that got sent to me tonight that I thought was just chef's kiss. This is from Tony at Queers of Bravo. Had this tweet that Jerry O'Connell has a type.
Oh no. Oh no.
Pretty good.
Boy.
Okay. Taran, anything else that you saw tonight?
I think that's it. I think that it was fun seeing Jerry. I just hope if we're not gonna have AI Arena, I want these live comps back.
Mhm.
But this next HOH is gonna be huge because Angela and Leah, they're gonna be doing all kinds of wild stuff, potentially putting Chelsea and T-Core on the block together. Cam and MJ will be, maybe taking the shot at Leah and Angela, or maybe thinking about taking that shot at one of the trio. The trio might take the shot at Leah or Angela, and also might take that shot at Cam or MJ. And so it really could go in any direction right now, and it all is up to this next HOH, with the huge spoiler being a Leah or Angela one. So that's kind of why I'm hoping it's not too physical.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we'll see.
In the chat, we got this. October 3rd is a 2-hour episode. So it could be the final 6 and 5, where I think that's what is that what we were saying? To go from 6 to 4 in
6
one
to
episode?
4. You could do that.
Yeah.
7 to 5 is a little more common, but 6 to 4 is not unheard of.
Okay, that's the 2-hour episode that we have coming up.
Yeah,
Are
we
you
can't-
sure
we
this is
can't
normally
get our
2
hopes
hours?
up because they promise things like that, and then it's going to be like some weird, stupid clip show that's going to disappoint everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
also that they're going to take Big Brother off of Wednesdays down the road. So there is a 2-hour episode, but no Wednesday episode. All right. Andy,
Yeah.
Anything else that you want to say?
No, I'm loving this season. I think it's been so fun. I just feel like we've been getting a lot of the time we very rarely get like the best possible outcome for entertainment, and we keep getting that. And that's why I'm just like, I need like a Leah or an Angela HOH, just because I don't think anybody in there is that amazing of a player. So I'm not really strategically rooting for anybody. And so I'm just leaning into the chaos this season, and I want fun. And I think it is mostly delivered on that.
Okay. All right. Tomorrow night, we've got something very special planned that at 6 p.m. Eastern, we've got a VIP screening of The Summit. Join Taran and Chappelle and myself for when we get together and are having a VIP screening of The Summit. We will be giving away a bunch of Survivor CBS swag and having a lot of fun watching the sneak premiere of the brand new show, The Summit. You can join us at robhasawebsite.com/summit VIP. All right. Let me tell you what else is coming up. Of course, if you want to make sure you find out everything that happens overnight, be sure to subscribe for the live feed update in the morning. Everything else we're doing at robhasawebsite.com/subscribe. The Summit coming up. Nobody else will see it at least until September 29th. So you will be a couple of weeks ahead of everybody else, looking for the RHAP bump for The Summit coming up on Friday. Earlier today, I got together with the Purple Pants Badass, Bryce Isaiah, for Issa Look. We went through all of the 18 Survivor 47 castaways. Andy, any thoughts on the Survivor 47 cast yet?
I don't think I can name any names, but a large group of them reached out to me while they were in the city. And so I have met many of them, and I thought they were wonderful. And I am very excited to watch them.
Okay. All right. The Andy Herren seal of approval. All right. Find out what Bryce had to say on Issa Look. Then earlier this week, I caught up with Zoe Zanadakis from Survivor Marquesas with T-Bird. I had a lovely conversation with Zoe. Any old school Survivor fan needs to go check out the latest Talking with T-Bird. And then I got together with Chappelle on last weekend. We talked about the premiere of Outlast. This weekend, we'll be talking about all of season 2. Andy, you ever watch this show?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Right.
16 people trying to survive in the Alaskan wilderness. And so Chappelle and I will break down all of season 2 coming up on Nothing But Netflix. Okay, Taran, The Circle is back too.
It's back. More Circle. It was a good time. Good for first 4 episodes. We'll be covering each batch, each drop, and check it out.
Okay. Of course, then for our patrons, we've got a bunch of exclusive content. Look, if you our patrons knew about the slop or knew about the DJ Showtime Crockpot. We also have the BB Q&A coming up on Friday. Plus, I dropped the patron 5 for 5 as well earlier today, and then access to our live show tickets, discounts, and our Facebook and Discord and much more. All at robhasawebsite.com/patron. Okay. All right. Melissa, what's coming up for you?
Just more Big Brother Roundtable stock watch, and then tweeting and posting pictures of the baby on Instagram.
You got to do the dogs at the crib.
I know. I need to get that done. I really need to. It's like it's right there for me to get 1 million likes, and I'm not doing it. So I got to get better at social media.
Okay, Melissa, listen. You've accomplished a lot this summer.
That's
don't sell yourself short, okay? This is your second Big Brother podcast of the week. Like, you're doing great.
Yeah, I literally.
You have a
Poor Dennis.
Yes, okay. You have an infant. You're the voice of the people. Like, give yourself some grace, Melissa.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I am doing a lot.
Okay. All right. Andy, what's coming up for you?
Nothing. I mean, I think it's happening very quickly. Tomorrow morning, I'm leaving at like 7 a.m. and I'm going to Michigan City, Indiana with 16 friends. And we are playing like a 2-day long version of Big Brother with me and a bunch of my friends. So we will see how I do.
Okay. Is there going to be AI Arena?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay. Maybe. You never know. Okay. Well, good luck, Andy.
Thanks.
Hope you're a 2-time winner.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. All right. Keep it posted, Andy. Always great to catch up.
Yes.
Okay. And then, Taran, what's coming up for you?
Just come find me on Twitch. We hung out today. I watched some Survivor interviews.
Yes.
Including Asia's. So that was very fun over on Twitch. Celebrated my 6-year anniversary as a partner on Twitch. So
happy anniversary.
Thank you. You can go over there, find me over there. I'm watching episodes and having fun. And I also occasionally have cats that show up. So it's a great time.
Yeah. Taran, you ready for the draft on Monday night?
Oh, I'm so ready.
Okay.
Rob, I heard Asia in her interview say that she did not list me as one of the people that she wanted to have on her have her on their draft team.
Why? What's up with that?
I don't know. I mean, I just felt like statistically she has the best chance to win if she's on my team.
Do you happen to know Asia's pet peeves?
I did look at her pet peeves.
Yes.
I don't want to spoil anything for the draft, but she did not make the podium.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, she does have many pets.
She does.
It's
true.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Asia was on the live feed update earlier today also. So busy Asia day. Okay. So we are locked in. I believe tomorrow is going to be the 9th and final day of our 2-a-day Survivor 47 profile videos that we've been posting every day that Mike Bloom did. So check that out as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.